basket.
What's in mama's basket?
Some veggie links
and some fish that stinks.
Why, just the other day I went to grandma's house.
Smelled like she conjured up a mouse.
Eggs was frying,
ham was smelling.
In 10 minutes, she started yelling, "Come and get it!"
And the gittens look good. I said I shouldn't eat it. She said, I think you should.
But
KBLA.
I can't. I'm plagued by vegetarians.
No
KBLA Talk 1580. Dominique DiPrima here. Yeah. Whatever's going on, we have to take care of our temples. And I would say especially in times like these, as we are broadcasting from Los Angeles, Leimert Park, Africa Town, USA. Southern California is in flames. At our nation's capital, we're laying our 39th president to rest, who died at the age of 100. And many are thinking with dread on the upcoming inauguration, even as we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King. It's a lot to take in, a lot to process, and I'm so grateful to have our next guest joining us. She is a holistic health practitioner, a wellness coach, an accomplished author, and she's been a trailblazer, really, in the green foods movement for over 4 decades. She's dedicated her life to fighting diseases by teaching people how to understand and use the power of food, self-care, and healthy choices. Queen Afua, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, thank you.
Well, I was thrilled that when you said yes, because we're starting a new year, and many of us take this as the opportunity to reset all of our things. And that, of course, was before these fires and the wind, but not before the stress that many are feeling because of the political landscape. And the very first time I ever interviewed you, I remember, your emphasis that our own kitchen is really the center of should be the center of our well-being.
Yes, indeed. Well, actually, and I've been talking about this for many decades, and I've been observing families. But first, I wanted to say to California that my prayers completely go out. My son is in California as well, Supernova, and a lot of my dear close friends. So my prayers to everyone because of the air quality. So this is really the time, even, some lost homes and others, their health is now more in danger. So you have to take real care of yourself now more than ever. So I'll just give a few things to do so that you can at least fortify, and so you don't have to be stressed all the way out. But this is a time when families actually come together. So I just spoke to one of my dear friends, and her sister she evacuated, so she's over with her. They're over together as a family. And that takes some of the stress out, that you have each other. So if you have some differences with your family, try to put that aside, because when the crisis comes, that's when family can show up for each other, and that could be part of the medicine. So, and along with that, I would just say, everybody, take it, be complex, because you're going to get stressed out because things that you're not sure what's going to happen, and take that 2 or 3 times a day. At least you'll be centered enough to move forward. And then take your spirulina, your wheatgrass, your green powder, your green algae, because that feeds the brain, so you'll know how to react, how quickly to react, where to go, what to do. And make sure that you have some reserve. Make sure you have your water. Make sure you start stocking up on food. Do this thing because you're not sure. And have travel so you can move about if you need to. But it's like when the presidency came in, that people called me like it was the pandemic. The same kind of call, like, oh my gosh. But I said, this feels like the 60s or the 50s. Not much has changed. So we have to really get more tighter with each other as a community, as a people, so that we know we have each other to come to for whatever the questions. So I'm creating a document to say that. I'm creating what's called the Declaration of Holistic Wellness, 2025, the era of self-holistic governance. So the more that we come together, it's called unity, the stronger we're going to be as a people. So no matter what shows up, we know who to go to, because if you don't know who to go to, you don't know what phone call to make, you're just out there by yourself. So this is the time that we really do need to do some strong networking.
Yeah, I love that, taking this opportunity of crisis to erase our family differences and build that unity with family and community, because it is true that we keep us safe, and it's also true that we are a big part of our own well-being. It sounds like you're saying.
Absolutely. Yes. And come that kitchen. The kitchen is what saved my life. I would say it like that. What means
It sounds
I was
funny, but it's
chronic
not.
asthmatic. It wasn't light. I had eczema from head to toe. I had chronic PMS. I had sleep apnea. I had arthritis. I had such a list. That's why I'm so convicted now, 54 years later. Because if I could get well using what's in the kitchen or what's really in the garden, what's in nature, from lemons to limes to cayenne to ginger to echinacea to dandelion to a salad and avocado, that food is med. That's my specialty. And if we can use food and become aware of what foods, if you have arthritis, you could take and make a juice out of, or what you could take if the family is going through a domestic battle in the home. There are foods and herbs that you can put the family on and heal the family. So what my whole concept is to create a healer in every family and a wellness center in every home. That is what I teach. That is what I stand on, because I've seen the results. When the pandemic hit, I asked the sacred women that they're taking the training. And so my detox students are taking the trainings. I said, when the pandemic hit, what did you do and how did your family respond to you? Before, they didn't understand them maybe. But when that pandemic hit, they said, what do I do? What's my herb? What's my food? What's my juice? They knew who to go to. And as a result, if they had a fallout, they knew what herbs to take. They knew that ginger bath. They knew that echinacea, that red clover. They knew those greens or juices. They knew what to do to protect their immune system. They knew what to do to build up their respiratory system. And people passed away during that time. And if they had the knowledge, much of that could have been prevented. And the stress level now could take you out, because enough stress, you could have a heart attack or a stroke. But if you can de-stress yourself now, know, okay, chamomile, hops, valerian, take that. B-complex as a backup. You won't be so stressed out if you have to change or shift. A lot of times people have to change and shift, and that adds to the stress level. But then when you take care of yourself internally from the kitchen lab, food is medicine, then you can adjust and adapt and then learn and say, okay, what is my next move? Should I stay here? You'll know what to do and how to do it, because everything we need is inside of us.
Everything we need is inside of us. I love that so much. Queen Afua, I want to go back to some of the things you started out with in response to where we are here in California with the fires, but of course they would be of use to anybody who's dealing with respiratory illness or intensive stress or various things. And you said the algae, the green algae, and you mentioned that for brain capacity as well?
Well, the algae is from the sea moss to the spirulina to the wheatgrass to the sun chlorella. These are they're sun foods, literally. So sun helps to detox and cleanse and charge and refuel. It's because of the sun's rays it goes into the plants, and that's the photosynthesis, and that's where you get our energy from. So literally when you take greens, concentrated greens, it's liquid sunlight. And liquids is if you actually eat the sun, you become vibrant, you become radiant, your cells begin to repair. If you have cancerous cells, if you have poor memory, it's just your cells, your brain, your nerves are all deteriorating. So how do we rebuild ourselves up, build back, build up, reset? Start with a green juice a day. You have a vegetable juice, and you take any of those concentrated greens, cucumber, watercress, parsley, chard, any greens will help to repair your skin, your memory, your immune system, so your body can fight for you. If you're going to go in a fight, you got to have a strong system. If your system is weakened, then you just let things just roll over you and you just sit there. But when your system is strong, your immune system is vibrant from what you're taking in, then you can meet the battle and you do well. But also, this is a fast food industry, and we caught up with just grab and go. And I remember back in when the book came out, Sacred Woman, in 2000, 45% of Black women have fibroid tumors. Now it's 2024. 90% of black women have fibroid tumors.
Wow.
So it's the food, and we're successful on one level, but we don't make time to eat. Most people buy out. They order out. Women are not preparing food. They're just grabbing somebody else's food. And sometimes they do so much of that, it impacts the womb, and it causes blockage in your womb, which is blockage in your emotions, blockage in your mind. So now there is a pipeline. I've been looking at this. From a fibroid tumor, the pipeline, there's a way that they end up getting a hysterectomy by the time they're 45 or 50 years old if they have a fibroid. So they got to get out of harm's way. Change the diet, cut back on that meat, that dairy, the white flour products, all the stuff we bring in the kitchen. What we have to actually look at everything in our kitchen and say, is this for my good? Is this going to help me? Is this going to break me down? Is this dairy going to cause me to have a cyst or a tumor or congestion? Is this meat going to cause me to have cancerous cells in my uterus? Is this white flour products going to cause me constipation? So now all the waste is backing up in my system, poisoning my bloodstream. In that kitchen, if you master that kitchen, you will master your health. And it's interesting, I'm on this call now because I have 7 books coming out by the end of next week. They'll be out. And all of them are based around food as medicine. And it's it's called the Soul Food Vegan Kitchen. That's for those who just
I
getting
cannot
started.
wait to get that.
And then there's thank you so much. I'm going to send you a set for bringing me on today. There's the Manifestation Lunch Kitchen. Then there's the Fastest Detox Kitchen. There's a Sun Food Kitchen with all live. There's an Emerald Green. You might take an Emerald Green day. And just when the sun goes down, you might do a Fastest day. When the sun goes down, just liquefy. You want to lose weight real quick? You want to get a quick energy? Take 3 days. When that sun goes down, just have herb tea. You can have some dandelion. You can have some alfalfa. There's some echinacea. Have a blood cleanser. Have a vegetable juice to build you up, or fresh fruit juice to detoxify you. Lime water or lemon water. And you do that for the next 3 nights, you will lose the weight. You'll wake up with a clear mind, and that's the way to get your treasures. Because what happens is you have 3 days of not eating junk and fast and processed, and then you start eating foods from the garden, and then when the sun goes down, your last meal, and you're liquefying, you're going to tap into your super brain. Get up between 4 and 6.
I'm smiling because Queen Afua, you got 7 books. Look, just her productivity should be a testament to the fact that all these screens are working. We'll continue our conversation with Queen Afua when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby!
Starting Monday, January 6th, KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited.
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornel West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh, my God.
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DiPrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, Gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
If you need up to $3,000, go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com is the name you can trust. It's free to use, available 24/7, and you are never required to accept any loan offer. Some lenders offer same-day funding. If you need up to $3,000, type WeFixMoney.com directly into your browser. WeFixMoney.com has been helping customers for 15 years and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. So, if you need cash for credit card bills, car repairs, child care, or anything else, go to WeFixMoney.com. Make sure you type WeFixMoney.com directly in your browser. Go to the company you trust, WeFixMoney.com. Just fill in the information and get an answer in minutes at WeFixMoney.com. For up to $3,000, go to WeFixMoney.com. That's WeFixMoney.com.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
And when I first interviewed Queen Afua, she was not an influencer, but now you're an official influencer, Queen. I see you with 500,000 followers on Instagram. You can follow her, and I suggest that you do. Simply Queen Afua, AFUA, and of course you know how to spell Queen. Because there's a lot of great information there. So it's kind of going over some of the things you told us about to deal with both the stress and the conditions that we're facing specifically here in LA and Southern California. What about lung support? What are some of the things we can do, for lung support? Yeah.
Well, actually, it's the breath of life. The breath of life is actually in my formula, and I'm putting that formula back out on the 25th. It comes back out. Laura London held up the bottle, I remember, and 1,000 bottles went out in 1 week when the pandemic hit. So that's eucalyptus, that's the peppermint, mullein. Those are herbs that you could take, and you take a teaspoon of that in 1 or 2 cups of water, let that steep for about an hour, and then it's strong, and you could help expel that congestion. Also, squeeze in 2 or 3 limes in the water, or 2 or 3 lemons, or organic apple cider vinegar. Then you'll see that some of that black phlegm that's in the air, it came into the body through the breathing, it will start to come up. So those are some of the ways in which you can do it. And try to stay away, the next 7 days, try to stay away from starch, because then it will, meat and starch, it will hold. It will stay in your system. So you have to keep your body very liquid, so drinking water and flushing out. And also, for those who can get to, in the air quality and the impacted, go into a place where you can sweat. I was call it the soul sweat. Go place where you could do a steam bath and get that poison out of your system. And while you're in there, drinking that water, so you can reset and refuel. So those are things that you could begin to do. Even taking a bath. Taking a salt bath, a Dead Sea salt, an Epsom salt, put 1 pound of that into your water and that will help to pull some of that out, that congestion. And then after that, go from the bath for maybe 20 minutes, hot, as long as you can say, I had mine this morning, I feel excellent. And then you take a shower, and you just keep flushing that out, because the air, it goes into the body, so you got to get new air, new lungs, and flush out. So those are some of the ways, working with water therapy to flush, working with your earth therapy, which are the herbs to help to cleanse and purify, would help you during this time. And then taking the B complex and taking the green juice every day so that your nervous system can handle changes and shifts.
Talk to me about the B complex.
It's all from the kitchen. It's all from setting up your kitchen lab.
Okay. So the B complex, it's just an array of B vitamins.
Well, yes, the B complex means it has B6, B1, B12, so that you get the full complex, because the nervous system is wired to calm you. But if your nervous system is going through a lot of shocks through personalities, through the election, through relationships, through your mates, through response with children and finance, your nervous system and your mental capacity is being tapped and traumatized. So to relieve the trauma, these are some of the things you can do to relieve the trauma, so that whatever decisions you make, it's not out of stress. Because if you act out of stress, you just compound the stress. So you have to act out of clarity. So those are taking that in and giving yourself some time to do it. Give yourself a 3-day, a 7-day, a 21-day, and that would help.
That's a lot of great information and very specific, which is what I love so much. I don't want to forget, though, you said you have 7 books coming out on the 25th. How do we get a hold of these books?
Well, it's the 7 books. It's a program. It's the 7 books and 7 workshops. So they can purchase that. They go on my website, queen@queenafua.com, www.queenafua.com, and they can just go ahead and purchase now. But also, I get very specific, which I'm glad you got that, because I'm teaching something. I have to teach leaders. I have to teach those who want to do my work. I'm moving myself out of that the centrifuge, and I'm helping others to become leaders of their families and wellness and of their community. So I have what's called a Green Life Detox Coach Training certification. So you'll learn how to run a 21-day or 7-day detox to work in a community through. You'll learn how to give a consultation, being aware of 103 issues and what to do for those issues that come up in our lives. Black people have the highest level of all diseases, from diabetes to high blood pressure to asthma to allergies to stress. So I teach you, these are the ways. I teach you how to do energetic reading, so you can actually read the body, scan the body, and then lay out a program based on the elements. And that's a training that I think that everyone should be taking, just to be able to take care of your family. Because if you have a family, and we want a family, and your family's all angry and sick, you're going to have that too, because it's in the DNA. So you don't want to always have to say, I don't get along with my mother, I don't get along with my father, I don't get along. No, you've got to heal your family, but only those who want the healing. But you also have extended family, so that comes into community. I'm teaching, this is the Green Life Detox coaching. Is going to give you the information. Now, that starts in February, Black History Month. So that first month is 28 hours of intensive teaching, so I'm teaching just like I'm doing now. And then after those 28 hours, then the next month from February, then March, you go into internship. And then you practice on those close to you to make sure you know and I'll spot you. And in the third month, you launch your work. So those who are looking to come into this work, come into this field, and have my experience, I will nurture you and pull you through that. So that's the leadership. But self-leadership is getting the 7 books for your well-being. And those 7 books, again, the Soul Food Vegan Kitchen, the Manifestation Lunch Kitchen, the Sun Food Vegan Kitchen, the Emerald Green, the Fastest Kitchen, the Detox Kitchen, the Healer's Kitchen, and the Liberation Kitchen. That concept is based on an African system, which we call, the Easterns call that the chakras, but the original term before the chakras was Arit, which is an African concept for bringing the soul to life, which then allows the body to come to life. So I set the books up in that way. So the information, the cleansing, the affirmation, and I look at everything as food. So I tell you how to set up every room in that house as a wellness home. So the kitchen, you're going to master that. You'll get your juicer, your blender, your dehydrator. These are the recipes. And then you go into the next important room, which is the bathroom. It's the hydrotherapy. That's when you de-stress. That's the baths, that's the showers, that's the neti nose rinsing, the hot compresses in the same state. So that's that water work. And water therapy will wash away the stress, the anxiety. Domestic violence is on the rise because families are stressing out.
Yeah. Well, Queen Afua, we will continue our conversation. Wow, it's a healing home, not just a healing kitchen. Our healing convo when we continue after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Fast-moving wildfires in Los Angeles have killed at least 5 people and forced over 100,000 to evacuate. 6 fires are burning, with the Palisades fire covering over 15,000 acres. Around 200,000 people are without power. A state funeral for President Jimmy Carter will be held today at Washington National Cathedral. President Biden will deliver a eulogy with former presidents and dignitaries attending. Experts are concerned about the rise in bird flu alongside the seasonal flu spike. Dr. Peter Hotez warns of a possible combination, though unlikely. The CDC reports over 3,000 flu deaths this year. Dr. Hotez urges flu shots now. And AT&T announced its AT&T Guarantee, offering bill credits for network interruptions. Fiber customers get a day's credit for 20-minute outages, and wireless customers for 60-minute interruptions. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The NFL has a contingency plan to move the Rams playoff game Monday night because of the wildfires in the Los Angeles area. If the air quality continues to be unsafe, the Rams will play Minnesota Monday night at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, home of the Arizona Cardinals. No word yet on when the NFL might make that decision. The Chargers donated $200,000 for relief efforts to help people impacted by the fires. Clippers star Kawhi Leonard was given permission to leave the team in Denver Wednesday afternoon to be with his family. Leonard has a home in Pacific Palisades, one of the areas hardest hit by the wildfires. Residents in Pacific Palisades have been advised to evacuate. The LA Kings hockey game Wednesday night at Crypto.com against Calgary was postponed. The Lakers are scheduled to play at Crypto tonight against Charlotte. The NBA has yet to confirm whether the game will be played. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is for all the folks who appreciate follow-through. Here's a quick recap of the KBLA Talk 1580 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. More than 6.4 million Southern Californians viewed our climate justice billboards and bus shelters. Another 1.5 million people listened to and or downloaded our weekly conversations with African American climate experts. Our KBLA Climate Justice web portal had 2.8 million unique visitors. Thousands more attended our 7 climate justice community events. More than 9.3 million riders saw our climate care messaging on metro buses and trains. And 39 million Americans accessed our C-SPAN Climate Justice Symposium. All told, our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign exceeded 471 million total impressions. KBLA Talk 1580 thanks all of our 2024 Climate Justice partners: LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, Sierra Club, California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., the California Wellness Foundation, MWD, AQMD, and the Port of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
Queen Afua is our guest this hour, and I'm so grateful to have you. And instead of listening to news, traffic, and sports, I was scrolling through your Instagram. So many important things there. You are advocating daily prayers for humanity and our planet, which it seems like an important part of well-being. And you also have yourself on here lifting weights, which a lot of people don't sort of associate that with. I'm a weightlifter, Queen Afua. That a lot of people don't associate that with a well-being or holistic wellness movement.
Well, it keeps your muscle tone, because as you get older, your body will start to decline, and your muscles become weaker. So if you're gonna work on a farm, then you're gonna do some hard labor. But if you're not gonna work on that level, then you need to go to the gym and work out, because that's a part of. I'm a biker too, and I'm a martial artist, and so it's not like you're limited. You say I'm only doing juice and I'm only gonna get a massage. No, it's called holistic living. So you have to include fitness, you have to include meditation, you have to include Buddhist medicine, you have to include getting your home as a wellness home, and you have to include having healthy relationships, healthy communication. So that's where Sacred Women come in. That's where Man Heal Thyself training comes in. So we're so massive in who we are as a being, and if we don't take care of ourselves, you might have economics, but your mind is weak. Or you may have, your mind is clear on some levels, but your love life is stressing you out. So we have so many parts of ourselves that needs healing that we need to address. And that's where the whole holistic comes in. And the creators of holistic health, it's our African culture. When I started to write the book, I realized, everything that's really they call holistic, I call it African natural lifestyle. Reiki, we did it then. Hydrotherapy with the healing baths. Aromatherapy, that's African culture. Meditation, fasting, yoga, all that is African natural lifestyle. That's our culture. So if we don't do our cultural healing, then we're going to be sick. So that's how I bring it all together in that way, so that we can be the whole person and not be just this or just take this one aspect of ourselves and expect to be healthy.
That's a great point. Someone is in the chat asking about wheat germ, and I think of supplements that we often hear about, like wheat germ or fish oils, or now a lot of folks are into sea moss. I say a lot of folks, and by a lot of folks I mean me, because I take it almost every day. Can you speak to some of those things that we often hear about but maybe don't know the why, or if it's even worth it?
Mm-hmm. Well, the sea moss is definitely, that's the plants. It's just you have plants on the soil above the water, and you have plants in the water. So both plants have minerals and vitamins that we need to boost our immune system, to strengthen us. So sea moss is one of those. But that's why I said the sea moss is important to put into your system because it has over 98 different minerals in it. And then you want to take also the spirulina. It's another algae that also helps to repair. So whether it's vegetables in the ocean or vegetables on land, the more that we take in, the more that we will repair, rebuild, boost our immune system, especially times like this when things are stressful. That's when you really want to just pour these nutrients into the system. Now, in terms of the wheat germ, it doesn't have that much of a value to it. So I'm not such an advocate of the wheat germ itself, but it can give some vitamin E to it because vitamin E helps to repair. That's another form of repairing, working with the vitamin E if you have a cut or a bruise.
Okay. And what do you say about, you mentioned COVID at the top of the show, and a lot of what we're hearing about now is bird flu. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, because we didn't really change our lifestyle. So there's a new spread of different, like even with the sexual transmitted diseases, people are not even looking at that. But 80% of people in the United States have either had or have a sexually transmitted disease. And there's new strands coming out all the time. So if you keep putting a lid on and try to suppress it and act like it's not there and don't really address cleaning and repairing and detoxing the system, it's like having bacteria growing in your body. So the bacteria is growing in humanity or the people. And as a result, we have a new name. When I look at a disease, I just see a disease as it's either malnourishment, the body's malnourished, you have this particular disease. Or your body is toxic, so you have this other type of disease. So if your lungs are toxic, you would have considered it's a strand. That's asthma. If your sinus is toxic, sinus congestion. If your brain is toxic, poor memory. If your ears are backed up with toxicity and wax, loss of hearing. So all of that is actually you need to detox the system. Mm-hmm. We just give it a different name depending on where it is in the body. So it's really about if you can manage those two things, detox as a way of life and regenerate the tissues and cells and blood as a way of life. Every time you eat, you're going to regenerate. You're going to detoxify from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then you're not going to be apt to be getting sick.
Yeah, it's a great point.
It's due to a lack of knowledge on how to keep the body well. And the New Year's resolution, people do change for about a week. And then they go back. It doesn't last. So that's where the community and circles come in. You can't do this by yourself.
Yeah.
You can go for so far alone. But if you go with other people, that's always keep community. I stay engaged because I know I can write all the books in the world. But if you don't take those books and bring it to each other and meet other people on the same path as you, you're going to fall off.
Yeah. Reverend Shashida joined.
Well, after the holidays, okay, the holidays have come and gone. After a weekend, we're now back to the old habits, and then the sickness goes back up again. Spring comes, and then we start a spring clean that lasts another week. And so over time, we just keep decaying. The body keeps breaking down, and we get this old age. Mm-hmm. And old age is not really necessary.
What?
If you don't have to repair, it's not even necessary.
You say old age is not necessary?
It's not even necessary. What are we doing here? Old age is toxicity on its all-time high. After, the longer you live, the more people you get upset with, right? So this happened in 2000. This what happened. Somebody else got married in 2010, and then we got two more people in 2024. Okay, so that's the heartache, the backache, the kidney failure, the swollen legs. It's all these entities of people that you have not resolved those relationships. So now you're eating the food on the frequency of the anger, the pain, and the frustration.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that the pathologies of old age are not necessary, like that we make old age into a sickness when it's really not. It's toxicity.
But what happens, we don't heal ourselves on a regular basis. We have to have points where every seasonal change, we have to do it intensive. It could be 3-7 days intensive healing. And then that should coast you and keep you going for that whole season. And then the next season, you go through another healing. But because when we get sick, we take some medication and suppresses the disease. It's still there in the body, though. So you learn how to live with the high blood pressure. And then and over time, by staying on the medication so long, you get all the side effects. So ultimately, you still have to get into this life because otherwise the knees will break down. I remember when I was 40. I'm 71 now. When I was 40, I woke up, my knees kind of like twisted. I said, I felt a little pain. I massaged a little bit and went about my day. The next day I woke up, I said, okay. By the third day, I said, where's my nutrients? I'm getting deficient. I'm so busy, I forgot. But I'm on this healing. Let me get with it. So it's really, you got to heal every day as a way of life. And how can you even get into it every day? You got to be around people in the circle of wellness. One of my books called Circle of Wellness. That book was dedicated to actually myself as a holistic healer and Dr. Bernard Sheridan as a medical doctor. We came together. We exchanged each other's work. For 12 weeks, she asked me to come in and speak to her staff and her patients about wellness. So she would give me a topic every month. And she's a medical doctor. She said, okay, this month talk about diabetes. Next month talk about high blood pressure. Next month talk about obesity, kidney failure. She gave me 12 topics. I gave her 45 minutes to an hour presentation to her patients, to her circle. At the end of the year, she did a clinical test of my 12-week, 21-day detox program. We brought 28 patients in, blood work and everything. She brought 4 nurses in. So I came and helped her holistic. I brought that into her practice. And then medically, she brought the proof that my work does work and that we can do this successfully. So that's a circle. So we just got to build our circles. Right now with everything on fire, we got to build our circles. We got to go call people up. We got to say, I apologize, forgive me. I need some help. I need some support. And we got to start reconnecting. Because we start distancing ourselves from our friends, our family, because of hurt and all that. That's not holistic. So there's a lot of healing that has to take place. And nature is the elements. We are made up of the same elements that's in nature: air, fire, water, and earth. If we heal our air, fire, water, and earth, and we know how to do that, which is what I teach, then the environment would support us more. And we don't know that there's a connection to the environment. That what people are going through inside, it shows up on the outer levels in relationships with people and relationships with the elements.
Talking with Queen Afua, the one and only. She's on Instagram as Queen Afua, AFUA. She's got queenafua.com. If you want to get trained up as a healer for your community, your circle, or your household, we'll continue that conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby!
Starting Monday, January 6th, KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited!
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornel West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh, my God!
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DiPrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Taxes was waiting around for your taxes to be done, which led to worrying about not getting any money back. Now Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes in a day to get you up to $4,000 fast with a refund advance loan. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Expert filing only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Refund advance has $0 loan fees and 0% APR. Refund advance loans may be issued by First Century Bank, N.A. or Web Bank. Terms apply, subject to approval.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Right now, our air quality in the studio is at 46, which is good because we've got a massive filtration system. But outside, it's 180, which is harmful for sensitive groups. And they're saying it's unhealthy, so reduce your outdoor activity. That's according to IQ Air that we have in our filtration system throughout the studio, and it's brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580. Continuing our conversation with Queen Afua, so many questions. You mentioned a whole slew of herbs that went in the category of blood cleansers. You also mentioned that something like 80% of us have sexually transmitted diseases, and we know that viruses can lay dormant in the body, and I assume that's what you were talking about, whether that be COVID or some other
herpes,
sexual herpes, right?
Yeah, that's a major one, because of all of the STDs, they're treatable. You'll take a medication, but herpes doesn't go away like that. So it's the only way to get rid of herpes is a complete lifestyle shift. And I remember I got a call, a young lady, she just graduated out of college. And I picked up the phone and she couldn't even talk. And then she finally started to speak and I knew what it was. And she said, I have herpes. I just graduated. And my mate has herpes and then my friends have herpes. She said, it's like we're all infected with it. I said, but it's not a life sentence. It's about really boosting that immune system. It gets back to, even during the pandemic, it was all about boosting the immune system up, and if you could boost that immune system up, then you won't, the bacteria is in the air, it's in the atmosphere, but your body will be able to protect you and fight for you if you live a lifestyle. Don't wait until you get sick to shift. Get well and then stay well. And maybe this may be a motivation. If you find that people around you are sick and the environment is sick, get on your healing to the fullest extent. And you will not be susceptible to the bacteria that's in the atmosphere on that level. Your body can protect you, but you have to protect your body through nature's garden.
I mean, the body is like a constant miracle. But when you threw out a bunch of those, you threw out dandelion and red clover and a couple other things that I can't even remember. People may not be so familiar. And those are herbs that can actually clean our blood?
Yes. Well, actually, what I've done is I put it in books. I read everything I'm saying. People say like, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's not too much if you can look at it and review. So inside the book, Circles of Wellness, I have 12 circles. And in those 12 circles, I have one for diabetes and one for asthma. Or there's foods, there's herbs, there's juices, there's baths, there's heat treatment, there's so much you can do. Even if you don't do all of it, take 2 or 3 of those and begin to do the work. Like I said, for the respiratory, since that's a big issue right now, it's your peppermint, it's your mullein, that's specifically lung. But then to boost up your blood so your blood will trigger and push out the poisons, that's when the dandelion and the echinacea comes in. And those will help to boost you up. So in nature, everything that we need, it's in nature. It's to fortify, to repair, and to rebuild. So there's 2 things you have to do. You have to get established today. Get your mind set. Okay, I have to begin to heal myself. I have to get to take care of myself, because a lot of issues we're having is because we're unaware. We don't have the information. And if you don't have information, it's power. And there's something that this doctor said. I'm looking at my book for her quote. She said, this is Dr. Regina M. Benjamin. She was the United States Surgeon General in 2009 to 2013. She came with President Obama. Her quote is, healthcare is not only found in hospitals and clinics. Healthcare is found in homes. Dr. Regina Benjamin. When she said healthcare is found in homes, that was like, that's gold right there. Because if we look at healthcare is in our home, then we have to look at our homes different. We can't just look at we come and fall asleep, or we look at television or whatever, we look at, get on the laptop. No, the kitchen, you got to go to the kitchen when you walk in the door. It's your lab. Then you start making get the pot on for your soup. You get the salad out. You cut your avocado up. You make some vegetables, pasta, and you get a whole grain. And you got dinner going, right? And then while when dinner's done and all that, then I'm going to my hydrotherapy room. Okay, you run a bath. You get your candle, put it at the front of the white candle for clear vision. Put your salts in. Put your aromatherapy in. You're angry, put 5 drops of rose oil in. You feel things are good, stressed out all around you, people are upset all the time, put 5 drops of frankincense and myrrh into the water, turn off the light, get into that bath, maybe put some meditation music on from your phone, stay in there and let go of the world. Don't go to sleep with the world on you, because you're going to wake up with the world on you. And it's going to be one stress after the next. That's why we have so much mental illness. All of a sudden, Black people have mental illness everywhere you go. That's a dangerous thing, because it's this tick, tick, boom. People are in prison because it's a tick, tick, boom. They're fighting in the homes. I help a sister in Harlem. Her name is Stephanie McGraw. Her piece is Stop the Domestic Violence. There are many men who are taking their wives out and taking their children out because they're so enraged with the system and how things are going or not going, with the economic stress. So if we don't heal in our homes, then we're just not going to survive. You have to start there. If your home is not a place of refuge and the world is doing what it's doing, you go home, you have no peace, then it's a fight or flight.
Yeah.
You either leave the home and that's it. And we have 8% of Black families are single parent households.
Yeah.
We can't come together.
I'm one of those.
We can't come together. The children are out there with no support from both parents.
Well, now that is not happening in my home. But 2 quick ones. I don't know if we can get them in. Terrence Pettis in the chat wants to know what you think of oil of oregano. And I have a DM from Link who's saying some people have blood clots, or they feel that because they took the shots, Johnson & Johnson or other, that they might need to do something on a holistic level to sort of, deal with that.
Well, oregano helps to decongest and get rid of inflammation. So whether you get oregano, the oil, which is very strong, you can rub that on your chest, on the side of your nostrils. You can put a few drops in water. It's organic. You can also take the oregano, the seasoning, the herb, and put that into your salad and make a dressing. Get 2 avocados, put a teaspoon of oregano in with your dill or the other sage, and now those are cleansers. And so you're eating your herbs now in your food. In terms of the blood clots, that's the arteries. So you can do an exercise that will clear out those clots. First, you want to squeeze yourself 2 limes or 2 lemons and a glass of warm water. Try to get 12 or 16 ounces warm water in that. That's going to help to soften those clots, because if the blood clot is that there's congestion in the arteries, that will help you mildly decongest. And after you drink that down, then take about 3 or 4 deep breaths and just relax in the breath. After you've done that, then this is what's going to do it. This is inversion therapy. This is an African pose for bringing the whole being back to life. Put 3 pillows at the foot of the bed. Lay down, so that means your head is lower than your legs. Put your legs up. First start with 2 pillows, because you have to slowly build up. And then you breathe. And what happens is now the blood is coming down from the feet, the ankles, and it's pushing that clot out. Think about that clot like it's a cylinder. Think of a cylinder and put some grease in there. You can't get, the water's not going to go. If you pour water into that cylinder and it's the grease there, it can't go past that. So that's what the clot is. And if you have a clot, then the nutrition that you put in your body is not going to get to that organ. So you have to decongest. Now, while in that inversion therapy for 10 minutes or so, you want to consider like milk the legs, massage those legs gently. Massage them gently going up to the heart, and you will open up and dilate that artery so that clot will begin to purge out. Just like you have the colonic cleansing, you want to have a artery cleansing, and the clot will begin to dissolve and soften and move out. Or go to there's so many ways to heal the body. It's incredible.
Yes, indeed.
It's not like one thing. That's why I'm gonna go back. Everybody needs to take the Green Life Detox Coaching for yourself, your family, and then you could do it in the community because you got to spread the wellness.
Yes.
You have to spread the wellness.
Queen Afua, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This was excellent.
Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me in this work. I'm really so grateful. And if you ever need me again, I'll be right here to help you set up your home pharmacy.
Thank you so much, queenafua.com. Tavis Smiley is up next. Rest in peace to my Baba, Amiri Baraka. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.